Hey, good afternoon, Justin Trudeau. How you doing? I'm doing really fine. This is a Declaration of Independence. I want to read this out to you. I wrote this down about a couple months ago. I want to put this through the Canadian House of Commons today. Thank you. To the justice system of Canada, attention has come my way on the future of Canadian politics and the House of Commons, that is the one English parliamentarian system that is controlled by the French. Canada before white settlers, Justin, was all Indian territories, including Quebec, which was Iroquois territory, self-governed by the different tribes that crossed over the Bering Sea land bridge. Our current government is British in nature, modeling the Westminster system of the British monarchy and its Dominion Progeny. Whether stated or left to be inferred, the invidious comparison drawn was with the Congress of the United States in its Declaration of Independence, where private interests and money were said to rule. By contrast, party government leadership and discipline were believed to ensure that the parliamentarian system promoted and represented public interests. Today, Justin, my parliamentarian government in Canada and Great Britain is scorned for the same reason my grandparents were scorned. The titleship of the monarchy of Queen Elizabeth are German-based and falsified, hiding the truth about me, Christ Ian, the royal trident bloodline from King Zeus from Greece that came from my grandmother, Hilda Berdopoulos Genovese, from the Parthenon, and my Scottish grandfather, Ronald Crawford Watson, from the Buchanan-Watson clan that holds the bloodline of God. The Watson, Buchanan, Berdopoulos Genovese family hold kingsmanship over the Saxe, Coburg, and Gothic name Windsor, fabricated and assumed in 1917 to conceal the fact after her German monarchy and all German monarchies were abolished for high treason, levying World War I against the UK, Canada, and Europe, denying refugee status to all Jewish immigrants outside of Germany. The present Crown Queen of England and the UK represents the Catholic Church Pope. In 1855, the Catholic Pope Pius IX crowned Edishchanko and Yuanishchanko, a Nephilim Pakistani from the heavenly realms, King of Kings, and freely assumed Edishchanko without lawful authority to be the judge and the ruler of Canada, the United States, the UK, and all nations, stealing my crown as King James Ian Wierzbicki, mighty God Ian, preside, prophesied in Isaiah. Queen Elizabeth is not the real Queen of Canada and holds no royal lineage. Your Honor, the Crown Pope's loyalties and duties were owed to the real Queen, Diana, and not the people, and that's the basic principle of every dictatorship in history that falls under a king and a queen. Contrary to what you've been intentionally and fraudulently led to believe, the Crown does not represent the government of Canada in any way, shape, or form, nor the illegitimate German Saxe, Coburg, and Gothic Windsor family, or Hitler-schooled youth Philip Battenberg and or Elizabeth, the false Queen of England, Canada, and the Commonwealth. Justin, actually the Crown represents the corporate, gin, grey, alien entity of the Pope, self-proclaimed Edishchanko, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. For all intents and purposes, the Crown represents the Vatican Mafia and Ian Jun as a Jinn god in its criminal activities in Canada, the UK, and the illegitimately established 1871 Crown Corporation of the United States. The Crown ceased to represent the UK and Canadian monarchy of Diana given to me, King James, from Pierre Elliott Trudeau in the Constitution Act 82, when Queen Victoria forfeited the Protestant England throne by marrying her German first cousin, Roman Catholic First Reich Prince Albert Saxe, Coburg, and Gothic, violating the 1701 Act of Settlement Law and coronation oath as Pope Pius IX that assumed falsely Edishchanko's control over the German monarchy of England, Canada, and the Commonwealth, and the Bank of London. On January 1st, 1855, its Bank of England became a Crown Corporation of the Pope called the City of London Corporation, making all the Crown corporations assumed Edishchanko via racketeering corporate assets of the Pope who assumed Ereschenko's title of the crown of King of Kings, with Ewan and Ereschenko claiming to be the two-tiered federal and provincial government. In Canada, these two fraudulent people, in doing so, stole my childhood right as King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Psalms 24:10. Who is this King of glory? The Lord God of hosts. He is the King of glory. Psalm 65. Praise is waiting for you, O God, Ian in Zion. Basically in Scotland, William Wallace and Ronald Crawford Watson, my grandfather's ancestor, fought the English for independence due to the fact that the English were stealing women from the Scotland, trying to steal the bloodline of God from the Watson Buchanan clan and the Trident bloodline from Grandma Hilda Bradopoulos Genovese's family, whom were in exile in the Crimea Peninsula. In Russia, due to Grandma and Grandpa holding the Aaronic and Davidic bloodline from King David, the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms on the deity of the Godhead founded by Ewan and Ereschenko as supreme, and the rule of law, which you know is flawed due to the criminals within the law. It is true that whatever their theory, all constitutions today are attributed to the people, yet it is a questionable attribution in a constitutional monarchy, such as King James Werbisky's claim here, where I have no basis for popular constituent power by skimming consensus, except the undeniable proof that our Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms gives me unprecedented access to Donna Friesen's help, proving that the unknown God is me, King James Ian Werbisky, and stopping Ewan and Ereschenko or Prince Charles from becoming king is priority number one. Righting a wrong when the beginning was Gwendolyn Maria Watson, my childhood wife, which automatically made us both supreme eons, king and queen of the earth and the universe, and Canada's government being coveted by Ewan and Ereschenko or Rapha from the Book of Kings, whom King David supposedly slew over 2,000 years ago, wiping their seeds from my planet Earth. Yet here we are today, faced with the same dilemmas that should have been addressed when the Honourable Justin Pierre Trudeau took office in the year of my Lord Arthur Watson on November 4, 2015, sworn in by Governor General David Johnston. My King James Bible not only proves my titleship of Crown Canada, but also that in the book of Acts, my claim of being God, James Ian Werbisky, and that also the fact of holding the trident triple strand DNA from my ancestor Zeus, king of all gods, proves that I am from Greece and the founder of the modern parliamentarian system. The book of Acts, chapter 17, verse 22-23. Then Paul stood in the midst of Mars Hill and said, Ye men of Athens, I perceive that in all things you are too superstitious. For as I passed by and beheld your devotions, I found an altar with this inscription, Taught the unknown God, whom therefore I ignorantly worship him, declare I to you. This proves that when I got out of Brandon Correctional Center in 1989 at the age of 23, I should have been crowned Canadian Prince of Peace, and that Ewan and Ereschenko not only stole my crown, but that my present landlord, Peter and Debbie Amero, knew that I was the rock of the church, as the Gospel of Thomas spoke in saying 12. Jesus, we know that you are going to leave us, so whom is our new leader? Jesus spake, saying, Wherever you are to go to James the righteous, for whose sake the heaven and earth came into being. Not only does this prove my claim that back in the day Jesus was not the Messiah, just a prophet, Issa, as the Quran states, quoting that his brother James was holding the trident bloodline of Zeus, king of all gods, and he got this anomaly from his father Joseph. The Holy Quran proves I am God, Ian Ereschenko, and that Ewan and Ereschenko knew this, as did the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and the Canadian government. As my criminal record with the Edmonton City Police proves, I have 2 last names and that I went by the name Ereschenko from the age of 3 to the age of 25, proving that Peter and Debbie Amaro knew, saying nothing to the Canadian government, letting Ewan and Ereschenko steal my crown, even trying to murder me when I was 16 in Peachland, as the Holy Quran shall speak volumes about Otis Johnson and Ereschenko's plot to murder me when I was 16. The Byzantines, chapter 50. God is the one whom will restore people to life after death. He has power over all things, proving that I, James Ian Werbisky Ereschenko, am indeed God and crowned Canadian Prince of Peace. Shalom, Justin. We'll talk later, Justin. Yeah, thanks for, I got a hold of you earlier too. I hope you get all your speeches and stuff. Good luck for that. Okay, we'll talk later, Justin.